So I was at the 33rd Street, Rawson Street subway stop, 7 train on I guess it was Sunday. Today's Wednesday. And as I was passing through, I spotted this stained glass, which I've seen a bunch of times, but somehow I had a whole fresh appreciation for it on second pass or umpteenth pass. That's obviously the Unisphere. Now it's missing the third of the loop-de-loop circles that is supposed to represent the satellites that traveled around the Earth at the time. And this is obviously not a literal representation of the Unisphere, or you wouldn't have these kids climbing up the sides, climbing up onto the donut. But you know, people used to do that though. People used to climb up to the top of the Unisphere. There was a path that you could take. You'd start at the base and you'd go up the back of South America, and then there was a way through North America, I think. And you could climb to the top of the Unisphere, and you still can, but you probably can't get away with it anymore. That's not the point. This spotting of the Unisphere stained glass reminded me, or maybe it was new to me, I don't remember now, that this is a whole series of stained glasses on that spans 3 subway stations on the 7 line. It's the 33rd Street, Rawson Street, 40th Street Lowery, and 46th Street Bliss Street. The artist Yumi Heo is better known for her children's book illustrations. Was commissioned to do an A-to-Z stained glass series of queens, and the series is called Q is for Queens, and that explains the letter F up here in the corner, which I'd never really paid attention to before. It's not a letter grade. The F here signifies that this particular glass is from Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. So I decided to go back and give myself a Q is for Queens quiz without looking them up or without doing anything else except getting their pictures and looking at them. I decided to see how many of these Q is for Queens stained glasses I could identify the location of, or what they were supposed to represent. I think I missed a couple of glasses. Maybe they're not there anymore. Maybe they got destroyed. I don't know. But I thought I did a pretty methodical and thorough tour of those 3 subway stations today. But maybe I'll canvas back and get the ones I missed another time. But this is the one that got me started on this little project. So let's see what happens. Let's see how I did on the Q is for Queens. Test your knowledge of Queens quiz. And we'll start with A. And A is obviously the aqueduct, with the horses and the dude blasting the whatever that is. It looks like an old music instrument, an old cornet. But I've never been into the aqueduct. And by the way, that's a huge phallus right there. Wow, that's disappointing. I've never been into the aqueduct. Gambling doesn't really interest me much. I have been into the Resorts World Casino. I went there exactly twice, and it my trajectory with gambling is always about the same. My arc, rather, is like it's kind of fun. In the casinos, it's like fun at first. You got all the lights blasting off, and it feels like you're the silver ball in a pinball machine. But then it just gets monotonous, and then it gets boring, and then you look around and you see all these people pissing their lives away. And anyway, I'm not really a gambler. But that's the aqueduct. That's what A is for. So let's see what B gives us. The Queen's Botanical Garden. That's obvious. I recognize the gazebo and the dandelions and the roses, I guess. And these flowers look like butts to me. But we're up to B here, so let's see. Now, C, I have no idea what this is. And what I'm gonna do is fill in the answers as I go, because I have the legend of what all these letters stand for over on another screen that I'm not going to show you, because that would mean too many screen switching. But see, this looks like a conductor to me, and these are obviously dancers, and these are other dancers, and that's a giant pear hanging from the ceiling. That makes a lot of sense. And this is obviously the gateway into a black hole of hell. So I don't know what C means, but on my other screen I'm going to scroll down and see Columbia. Okay. Queens has everything, so I don't know about a Columbia town or a Columbia enclave, but there obviously would be one beyond my limited knowledge. Okay, so C is for Columbia. Now I know. D is for the dragon boats that they do at Flushing Meadows. That's my initial assessment. Let me check the legend over here. Dragon Boat Festival, yes. So that's, to me, that was easy, I guess. Nothing's easy in life, is it? But that's the Dragon Boat Festival that they do. Here we go again with the phalluses. I mean, look at this. This series for a children's, illustrator. This is just a lot of boners. There's another one. Yeah. So let's go on to E, and I have absolutely no idea what this is. I want to say ecumenical, but maybe this is, if the C was Colombian, maybe this is Ecuadorian. Or, yeah. Yeah, okay, Ecuador. So I educated myself a little bit from the cheat sheet that told me C was Colombia, that this is Ecuador. I thought ecumenical, but that ecumenical isn't really a neighborhood. So that's the Ecuadorian. You got lutes all over the place. And that's a cool shot. You got the bass drum, or what Westerners would call a bass drum. And of course everybody's faceless. So let's go on to F. Obvious, this is what started it. Flushing Meadows. You can't do Flushing Meadows Flushing Meadows Corona Park without the Unisphere being at the center of things. Although, from different, depends on your perspective, you could put the rocket thrower at the center of all things. I mean, is that what it is? The rocket thrower? The rocket launcher? Rocket man? I don't know. G, I have no idea, but from previous cheat sheets, I'm going to say this is Guatemala. Okay, I'm wrong. It's the Ganesh Temple. And I know I've photographed that temple. Okay, I didn't guess that. Ganesh Temple. If there was an H, I missed it. We go from G to H. From G to I. I have no idea what this is. That's a mighty big phallus on the left, and there's a big cock and balls tree here. That looks like an early smartphone. The series, by the way, was first went up in 1999. Just to give it that little bit of context. So I have no idea what I is. Okay, so the guide says that H is unknown. And there seem to be a couple. Oh wow, this is supposed to be the Osamu Noguchi Museum. Seriously, that's what this is. Okay, well that place changes over time, so I get it. But and I mean I get that, but yeah, okay, that's this is from 1999, and we're in the year 2022 now. So that's a lot of sexual imagery, a lot of phalluses, and a lot of balls here, like strapped up balls with veins and stuff. Okay, I would never guess this was the Osamu Noguchi Museum, but all right. Let's go ahead to J. I'm going to say Jamaica. That building looks recognizable. And Jamaica, I was just on Jamaica Avenue a couple weeks ago, and that building looks like the big bank, I think. Yep, Jamaica. Okay, I called it. Yeah, yeah, I'm at Queens as fuck right now. K. Is this supposed to be Kandinsky? Oh, no, no, I remember now. I figured this one out when I was there today. This is Koreatown, which is up on the Queens, Nassau County. I've been through Koreatown. It's actually really fucking impressive for what it is. And what obviously gave it away to me was this Korean text down the right, the vertical text on the right side. So yes, I called this one. Oops. Wait, K. Okay, there's no J or K. Okay, I got my things out of order here. Jamaica, Koreatown, L. And I guess this is the library because you got these books here. You got all these people reading books. And you got a chocolate something down here in the corner. And bananas and fruits and stuff. And the menorah, what the fuck is that? But I'm going to guess that this is the Queen's Library. So let me scroll. Yes, Queen's Public Library. Alright, that's kind of random, but I mean the imagery is kind of random. Like you got these bananas and pears and apples, and you got like Miss Pac-Man going on here, and then yeah, whatever. That's what L is. M. Okay, this was my big bold guess. M is the Museum of the Moving Image in Astoria, and this might be Astoria's only real representation in this series. Because you got the countdown thing here, you got the screens, you got the whatever. Although these countdown screens on movies don't usually start until 3. But anyway, let me see if that's what this is. Yep, I'm right. American Museum of the Moving Image. So next, N. I don't know what this giant eel is about. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. It's a beautiful, beautiful glass, though. Everything about this is beautiful. You got the people in most of these things. They remind me of the Goops. That was it, Gillette Burgess, I think. The Goops are the people doing the work in this Q is for Queens series. So let me see what. Okay, I had no idea this was the Lunar New Year parade. Okay, that's cool. That's a big, that's a big eel, no. Alright, so what's next? Oh, yeah, this one I have no idea. This looks like a pilgrim settlement, although the term pilgrim wasn't actually established until the 1880s, but we know that now. This looks like paintbrushes. This looks like the pilgrim headgear. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to say it's like old Queens or something. All right. This is the Vander Endy Onderdonk House in Ridgewood. Yeah, okay, now you know. P, no, I did get this one. Although it took a minute, because this looks like a caterpillar being born. And this looks like a bunch of, I don't know what, video game shit. But this is PS1. You can see the letters here. They're not immediately obvious to me. What struck me about this one was these exit signs up here. This looked like vandalism to me. This looked like somebody had come along and written the word exits onto the stained glass, but that appears to be how they're supposed to look. So that's PS1, and it's an obvious Queen's thing. Now we go to Q, and I'm just going to say the whole name of the whole piece is Q is for Queens. So I'm going to guess that this is in honor of whoever the Queen is that Queens is named after. Bazanga or something. Yeah, Queen Catherine of Braganza. And that's not necessarily known, but whatever. This looks like a trolley car. We haven't had those in Queens for a long time, but this Q is yeah, for the Queens of Catherine of Braganza. I called that even though I didn't know her name. And this one's obvious. This is Rockaway. R is for Rockaway. You got the beach balls and the lifeguards and the umbrellas, and it looks like the swimmers are in like an ice field. It's like, I don't know, the global warming hasn't changed us that much, but we haven't seen ice fields at Rockaway yet. And this thing looks like a game of Simon. But R is obviously Rockaway. S is easy, that's Shea Stadium, the old Shea Stadium. So a few things to comment on here. It looks like the Mets are losing, or behind in the 7th inning. The pitcher looks like he's about to throw underhand. Is this a softball game? Is that some kind of statement? And he looks like he has a pool cue going through his heart. And he has a basketball in his left hand. I don't know, this is like a multi-pronged attack going on here. But I was also interested in who number 40 was, if he was like a legend, if the number was retired. Number 40 was Armando Reynoso, who was a pitcher for the Mets in 1998. Doesn't really mean anything, I don't know. But he had a lot of butt, man. That dude had a lot of butt, according to this stained glass. But yeah, the Mets are trailing, 7-6 at the bottom of the 7th. And Armando Reynoso is at bat. T, I have absolutely no idea what this is. It looks like a Native American thing, but I don't want to demonstrate my ignorance too much. Definitely looks like a Queens thing. So let's see what T is. I'll go over to... Oh, I said... Okay, I'm totally ignorant. I said Native American. It's the Talia Spanish Theater in Sunnyside. Is that place still there? I mean, that's not an accusational question. I have no recognition with the Talia Spanish Theater in Sunnyside. It's at 46th Street, Bliss Street. U is obviously the U.S. Open. Somebody's spreading their butt here. That's a cool representation. U.S. Open. I've never been. I've had been invited. I've like free tickets and stuff, and I like tennis. I like watching tennis on TV, but the tickets I've always been offered are like the cheap seats, and you're supposed to just drink all day. You're supposed to spend like $500 on booze, and I'm not really going to the U.S. Open anytime soon because it's a booze thing. V, I have no idea. Is this Queens Village? Is this Rego Park, where they have the crescents where the streets are shaped like this? Or there's other parts of Queens that have that too, but I have no idea what V stands for, but I'm going to say Queens Village. Okay, the guide says unknown, but and it says possibly Victorian style houses, which yes, that's another thing I thought of. I'm gonna say Rego Park, even though that doesn't. Yeah, just because of the crescents, or maybe there's another. I know there are other areas that have crescents, so let's leave it at that. I don't know what V is. I don't know what the V is. W, I made an educated guess that this was obviously a willow tree, and I quickly learned that there used to be a willow beech tree that is said to be the ancestor of all beech trees on the whole eastern seaboard, and it was murdered in, I think, 1996, 1998, I don't know. But the willow beech is gone, but it was still a thing when this Q for Queens thing was made. And this one completely baffles me, and I can't wait to scroll down the log and see what the hell this is about. The letter X, this clock, 3 o'clock, looks like a Steinway Street clock that has been demolished many times over. They're not playing checkers, they're playing something else where you put the pieces on the crosshairs between the tiles. This dude is holding some kind of black death beast. I don't know. I have no idea what this is. If there's like some sort of X game, X board, maybe it's that I just don't recognize the board game. But let's see if the thing holds anything. It's also unknown. Possibly Zhangyi Chinese chess, which would be 46th Street, Bliss Street. I don't know. Zhangyi Chinese chess. Is there a clock like this in Flushing? Okay, we don't know what this one is, but why? I also don't know what this is. So I'm sliding into the Z, and I'm guessing I got about half these right. But that's no sting against me, I don't think. Yeah, the legend says this one is unknown. What does Y mean? I don't know. And then Z is obviously the zoo, but even if there's only one duck, duck, go thing, it's obviously not duck, duck, go. I don't think that existed in 1999. And there's another phallus here, and there's lips everywhere. But zoo, Z's, I guess obviously the zoo, I don't know. So that's it. That's all I got for tonight, and we're back at the aqueduct. I don't know how I did here, but I hope you enjoyed the Q is for Queens A to Z quiz.